Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today I'm going to be talking about, is this a symptom of the perimenopause and menopause? If you like my tips and advice, then please subscribe and remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of all my new videos. Are you wondering what you are experiencing just now? Is it a perimenopause symptom? Is it a menopause symptom? Or are you really not quite sure? This question I am asked probably the most out of all the questions I get on a daily basis. So I thought today we'd kind of go back to basics and look at the common symptoms, the slightly less common symptoms, and some of the strange symptoms. So how many symptoms are there? Well, some sources say 34, some say 40. I read another article somewhere that said 120. I'm just like, oh no. So let's say there are 34 known main menopause symptoms. So in reality, though, there's lots of different ones. And we're finding, I've been doing this for a good number of years, and the symptoms that are appearing now that I'd certainly never heard of way back then. So we're going to look at lots of different ones, and knowing that these can impact you in lots of different ways. So you're not going to experience every single one. So just because I go through a list, don't sit there and panic and think that you're going to get everything. Most women will experience one or two or a combination of symptoms. Some can be common. You could get some really strange ones as well. But this combination can change as time goes by. As your hormone level changes, that can ease some symptoms and maybe trigger new ones or make the ones that you have completely worse. But you need to be aware that symptoms are not necessarily just all to blame for the hormones. And this is something that happens quite a lot and isn't always very helpful, because we're finding now, and especially again as time goes by, I'm seeing that more and more lifestyle issues are contributing to or even causing symptoms. So it can be things like dehydration, stress is a huge one, it can be diet, it can be lack of exercise and relaxation. So all of these lifestyle things that you do on a regular basis can impact on you as well. So let's look at the most common ones. So on our website, we have what we call the Menopause Symptom Checker. And over the last few years, so we've got 35 symptoms on the list, we've had over 70,000 responses. So the top 10, so this is the top 10 at this moment in time, which the majority of you are experiencing. So number 1 is fatigue, number 2 is sleep, number 3 is anxiety, number 4 is hot flushes and night sweats, number 5 is period changes. So that tends to be things like irregular periods, and especially heavy periods or prolonged bleeding. We've got number 6 is low mood. Number 7 is difficulty in concentrating, maybe memory issues, that kind of horrible brain fog that's going on. Number 8 is mood swings. Number 9 is weight gain. And number 10 is headaches, which is quite a surprising one. If you think that that's number 10 out of all of them, that seems to be becoming more common as well. So already you can see within our top 10 is that it's a combination of both emotional and physical symptoms. And that in itself can just be so debilitating when you're swinging between emotional and physical. So some more common menopause symptoms would be things like bloating, digestive issues, joint aches and pains, low libido, and dryness. So we're looking at not just vaginal dryness, but dry eyes, dry mouth, dry skin. It can be dryness can affect the digestive tract, it can affect the bladder, it can affect your breathing as well. So that's quite a big one too. So the other less common menopause symptoms but troublesome ones is dizziness. It can be hair loss or hair thinning, hair changing, hair slowing down. It's just not growing so much. It could be that your hair has started to go curly after being lovely and straight. It can be a weak bladder. It can be bladder infection. It can be that you can wet yourself if you're laughing or running or doing exercises. So you're losing a little bit of bladder control. It can be brittle nails, it can be palpitations and your heart missing a beat, or you can just be more aware of your heartbeat at certain times. And it can also be high blood pressure. So the strange and surprising ones, and they change all the time, I've noticed this over the last few years, it can be problems with vision. So eyesight can be affected, which is not always linked to the menopause. It can be a change of your depth of perception. That can be, so you end up bumping into things and dropping things. It can be jaw pain. It can be dental issues. So it may be things like bleeding gums, which again is often not picked up as menopausal. It can be problems with your teeth becoming loose, the health of your teeth and gums just deteriorating really quite quickly. It can be skin issues, and this is one that seems to be, I think this is going to shift from strange symptoms to just less common symptoms. So it's skin issues, so it's prickly skin. It's like feeling insects are running up and down the inside of your skin. It can be tingling, it can be electric shocks, it can be stabbing pains just about anywhere. It can be things like acne. You can end up getting skin conditions that you've never had. So that can be things like acne, psoriasis, and things like dermatitis too. So what can help all of these symptoms? So for those of you that have been watching, you will know the score by now. So it's looking after yourself. It's the self-care. And I can't stress this enough. You know, the number of workshops that I do, and I always ask, where are you on your list of priorities? And the majority of people, they are not even on their list of priority, never mind being at the bottom of the list that you never get to the end to. So self-care is vital. Putting yourself first isn't a luxury. It's absolutely essential to help you and your body cope through the whole of this process. So it's about eating well. Give your body the nutrients it needs and it will thank you very, very much. It's about the water. Remember, low estrogen causes dehydration just absolutely anywhere. And about getting sleep. And also about keeping active too. That's really important to keep your joints, your muscles really healthy over time, so that you're not ending up with things like muscle wastage and osteoporosis. So I have done a video on self-care in depth, so there'll be a link for that for the perimenopause and the menopause issues. We also have two great products for the perimenopause and the menopause. So if you find that your periods are still regular, but you're starting to get some of the niggly symptoms, we've got our balanced perimenopause nutrient drink. And for those of you whose periods are tailing off, slowing down, or have started to miss or have stopped, we've got our menopause support. But just remember something really, really important. Very often the menopause gets blamed for everything. So once your periods are changing, once your periods have stopped and things crop up, the menopause gets blamed. Not necessarily the case, because other health issues can creep in and cause symptoms that are absolutely identical to menopause ones. So things like vitamin D and B12 deficiency, anemia, thyroid issues, diabetes and heart disease, they can all cause symptoms that are absolutely identical to menopause ones. So if you suddenly get a big change in symptoms, please get this checked out with your doctor just to rule these health issues out. On the other side of the coin, in the perimenopause, very often symptoms will start even if your periods are completely normal. And in that case, the symptoms may be caused by the hormones, but are not being picked up. And the main ones that we find are things like anxiety, joint aches and pains, and digestive disorders. These often creep up in the perimenopause when periods are still completely normal. And of course, what happens then is you go to the doctor, they get treated as individual health issues, when in fact, this is due to hormonal issues. So in this situation, again, if symptoms suddenly appear out of the blue, then maybe ask to get a hormone test or try and figure out if it's the perimenopause. So there's a lot to take in here. As usual, if you have any queries, if you have any issues, and I think all of the symptoms I've mentioned today, I have done individual blogs on, which you can find on whichever platform that you're looking at this at. So have a lovely week, and I will see you soon.